Hello and welcome. Today we're working on operating activities using the indirect method. We're on the statement of cash flows. So we're doing a problem. We're actually doing two problems today on showing how to do the operating activity section using the indirect method. Hey, if you're new, my name is Jeff from Finally Learn. We're going through the managerial accounting, the full course. So this is the third video. So please like, comment, subscribe, and please join us. So let's get started. I need to do a little teaching before we work on a problem. So the indirect is only for operating activities. So here's what we basically have: net income plus or minus some adjustments. And so you say, well, what are those? So here you can take a screenshot. You can see I'm going to do net income plus, we're always going to add depreciation. Depreciation is a subtraction on the income statement. So we start with net income. That includes a negative number for depreciation expense. So we're going to add that back to get rid of it, because depreciation is a non-cash expense. So it's already a subtraction, so we have to add it to get rid of it. Okay. Now the other thing we need to add is losses. Losses are not a cash increase or decrease, so we're going to take out the losses. Because we start with net income, the losses are built into the net income, and so we take that out by adding the loss. Now, assets, we're going to decrease. Anytime we decrease assets, then we know that increases cash. So we're going to make a simple rule here that assets and cash are opposites. So if assets go up, cash goes down. If assets go down, cash goes up. So this is this right here. And then increase in current liabilities means an increase in cash. So liabilities, if you borrow money, liability goes up and cash goes up. If you pay back some of your debt, then your cash would go down. So they move in the same direction. So here is one way to look at it. Here's the second way to look at it, whichever way works for you. Now, what do we subtract? We subtract out any gains, because gains are not cash. They're already included in the cash receipts. And then any increase in current assets, increase in asset means cash goes down, and any decrease in liabilities. What does it take to decrease a liability? It takes cash payment. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, and we're going to assume that assets and cash move in the opposite direction, and liabilities and cash move in the same direction. All right, so let's work with this problem. This problem is, any company has the following information: prepare the operating activities section of the statement of cash flows using the indirect method. So we're given two things here. We're given the income statement. We have sales minus cost of goods sold minus wages expense minus depreciation expense gives us net income of $32,000. We have some additional information where we have accounts receivable has gone up, inventory has gone down, and wages payable has gone up. So remember the rules if it's an asset, liability, or whatever. All right, so our job is we need to calculate what is the cash flow from operating activities. What we're going to do is we're going to take the net income. So I'm going to take net income, I'm going to grab that and grab the $32,000. Now, what do we need to do to adjust? Well, the first thing we always do is we're going to take the depreciation, and it's a reduction. This $20,000 made net income go down, so I'm going to add the $20,000 to the 32, and so that's going to increase our cash flow from operating activities. Now, what else do we need to do? What if our accounts receivable goes up? Well, accounts receivable is an asset. So if an asset goes up, cash goes down. So we're going to say, it's going to point to that increase in accounts receivable, and we're going to make it a negative. Now, if accounts receivable goes up, it means we did not collect the cash. So therefore, that's going to be a negative number on the cash flow from operating activities. Now I'm going to do the next two. I'm just going to copy it down here. Decrease in inventory. If inventory goes down, that means our cash goes up. Remember, it's an asset, so we're going to just take the 17,000. And increase in wages payable, increase a liability. It's like we've borrowed money. We haven't paid off the wages. So this is going to be a positive 3,000. So we have the 32 plus the 20 minus the 9 plus the 17. And so we're going to add up and equal 63,000. So what is this? This is, I'm going to call it cash flows from operating activities. So we're finished here. This is the answer to get cash flows from operating activities. Using the indirect method, we start with the net income plus or minus everything that it takes to get to that cash flows from operating activities. All right, so that's our first example. I've got another example. And this is the stocks company that has the following information. Once again, the operating activities using the indirect method. So we have a different income statement. I've got it revenue, cost of goods sold, salaries, depreciation, and then I have a gain on sale of equipment. Now pay attention, that gain on sale of equipment is going to matter. We're going to have to put that in the operating activity section. And then we got some extra information down here. We've got a decrease in accounts receivable, proceeds from the sale of equipment, decrease in salaries payable, and increase in inventory. So let's see what we can do here. We're going to start with net income. So I'm going to point to the net income, and we'll have 63,000 as our net income. Now we know we're always going to add depreciation. So just get in the habit of finding what depreciation is, and we're going to add that number, that depreciation number of 30,000. Okay, so there's our start. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do the sum here so we can see. So right now, our subtotal, our cash flows from operating activities is 93. We're not finished yet, but this kind of gets us started. Now, what else? Is there anything on the income statement we need to use to adjust? Well, this gain. We sold the equipment for some amount of money. In fact, we sold it for 20,000. And we had a gain. So it must have been on our books. We must have had a book value of 14. We sold something for 20 that was on our books at 14. We have a gain. Now, this is not in operating activities. This is going to be an investing activity. So we're not going to include it in the operating activity section. But the gain, we recognize, hey, we've sold it for 20,000. That's our cash flow. We're not getting another 6,000 on top of that. That's what we received. So we're going to take out the gain. So this seems weird. So that's one reason I want to show you this. The gain on the sale of equipment is going to be a minus 6,000 because that's not an extra 6,000 cash. Because we start with net income, we're going to take out any gains and add back any losses. Okay, so what about decrease in accounts receivable? Okay, decrease in accounts receivable. Accounts receivable is an asset. So if assets go down, we assume cash goes up. So we're going to take a $14,000 and add it because the accounts receivable is an asset that goes down. All right, decrease in salaries payable. In fact, let me point to that. Decrease in salaries payable. Well, what does it take to pay off salaries? It takes cash, so cash has gone down by $3,000. Increase in inventory is our last one, so let's just copy that. Increase in inventory. And if we buy more inventory, what's the net effect to cash? Well, cash is going to go down. So we're going to say this is going to be a negative 6,000. So therefore, our cash flows from operating activities is going to be 92,000 when our net income is 63,000. So that's how you do the operating activities section using the indirect method. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.